Hi, this is Attorney Mike Grev. I'm coming to you from Chicago as usual, and today we're going to go back and visit our old friend Ernie. He's got a crazy outfit as usual, and I know it's old, but it is fantastic. This is Sovereign Citizens in Court number 15. Let's do it.
No matter. I stand as myself and speak for myself in myself. And I am not the trustee over the all caps name that you're operating on.
Oh, Ernie, it's like an old friend. Last time we saw him, he was in Sovereign Citizens in Court number 12. Links in the description below. But here he is again in his hat and fringe.
But you're here in court today because you were charged with some charges.
I'm here in court today because I am making a special visitation. This is not an appearance, only spirits appear. Living men, living persons make special visitation.
Well, here's a new twist on an old one. For some reason, they always have to define some strange way of appearing. The judge had it right in the first place. You're here because you were charged with something. And then he goes into this whole deal about, I guess, only spirits appear and men make special visitations. I don't know what authority he's citing for this proposition, but that's his position.
That's why I'm here, to make sure that you guys don't tender my truthful, proper name.
Do you still live at 28 Flying Eagle in Manhattan?
That is a storage unit that I sleep in from time to time.
All right.
I live in myself in this body. I am the living man.
Mr. DeCalgate, you were here. You were seen by Mr. Cutts on 9/3/13, and you asked, at that time he appointed you a public defender. Did you apply for the public defender?
What use have I for a voice of ruin? They can only speak fictitious legalese to you. I speak natural living man's English to you. It's called common English.
Okay, so you didn't apply for the public defender. A simple no would have sufficed.
That's the only thing that I work to.
That's fine.
There will be no legalese used here.
Well, you were charged on the 31st of August of 2013 with obstructing a police officer in violation of 45-7-302. You were also charged on the same date with resisting arrest in violation of 45-7-301 of the Montana Code.
Those men were charged by me right back by staging an overthrow of the Constitution of 1789, an overthrow of the Bill of Rights, an overthrow of my rights to forage for food as a natural living person who was in Hungary. I was searching for something to put in my stomach, as I am recognized to be allowed to do by universal law. Has nothing to do with your corporate fiction.
Okay, great. Go ahead and pursue your claims in natural law court or wherever that is. But you've been charged with this. And don't forget to hit like and subscribe, or the dogs get it.
They violated everything, and furthermore, for your knowledge, they violated Judge Holly Brown's Title 26 United States Code ruling, which I went before her and prevailed on 21st March 2011. EPO 9-58A is the case number wherein she evidenced that I am not a taxpayer because I am not a federal citizen. Federal law trumps state law at every turn. I have 9 judge rulings to that end, and that trumps state law. I am not registered crap. I am the living man, and I have the right to forage for food when I'm hungry.
I'm going to go ahead and express my skepticism that this is actually what happened.
All right. But you're here on different charges.
That
This
is
is not
what
Holly Brown's
stands.
courtroom.
Ma'am, you can argue this all day long. You're operating on a corporate fiction.
I'm telling you, you're here on some charges which were filed in the report.
I do not
Number
understand
one.
those charges.
Number one, you keep interrupting me, and I'm going to charge you with contempt, and you'll go to
Oh,
jail.
contempt of court is spelled C-O-double-N. I know about conning. That's navigation.
Sir,
Contempt is the storm.
I said, be
Don't
quiet
touch me.
until I get
Don't
through
touch
reading
me.
this
You
to
ain't a
you.
gun.
Wow, this is really hard to watch. He is so far beyond contempt at this point, just repeatedly, and the judge is aware of it. She's saying the right things, but I can only think she doesn't have the staff. She just doesn't have the muscle to deal with the crowd in the room. Is all I can think of, or she's planning on doing it another way. So she's not confused as to whether or not he's in contempt. She sees that he's in contempt. I cannot imagine how this would carry on. This certainly would not happen where I practice law. In Chicago, this would be shut down and fast.
Don't
Officer?
you touch me. I am the living man protected by universal law.
You keep
stand
talking,
down.
and you're going to be charged with contempt, and you're going to go to jail.
You have already contempted this place.
No, I told
by
you
the
I
fraud
would if
you're
you
trying
didn't
to
quit
get done
talking.
here. These are the living witnesses to what you're trying to do.
Very
You
good.
are trying to create a fictitious fraudulent action. You are trying to bilk the Federal Reserve by
Sir?
securitizing in all caps commercialized
Sir?
name and
Would
notifying
you
them
remove him from the
that
courtroom?
they are standing in debt now. If you touch me, you will violate natural law. Do not come near me. I am
Then
protected
shush.
by the land.
Shush.
Do not tell me to shut up. I am the living natural man, and my voice will be heard.
Wow, this is deliciously awful. I mean, he needs a tase and some cuffs. There's no two ways about it.
That is the Jolly Roger. That thing you call the American flag with the gold fringe around it is the Jolly Roger, and you are acting as one of his privateers.
Okay, you're here on charge of arrest.
I'm here by
arrest.
special visitation.
Right. And you're
I've
here
never
on
let you get away with
obstructing
this.
a
You bet
police
I'm here.
officer. To each charge, could be up to a $500 fine, up to 6 months in jail.
I do not understand any charges. I only understand universal law and the right to live.
Well, you
To live
pled
in
not
peace
guilty.
and to live as I need to.
You pled not guilty in this.
It's unbelievable to me that this judge is trying to proceed with this. It looks like it's an arraignment and read him his charges after the outburst he just had. There is no way you can carry on. This is why you need courtroom decorum. I don't know what she is thinking.
In this.
I never plead. Animals plead. Sound like, bah, oink, oink.
I have a paper with your signature on it, sir.
It says prime evidence standing right through it. You bring forward all natural forms of evidence that I'm not prime evidence. I am the living soil. The dirt, the water, and the air has its own voice, does it not?
Not that I'm aware of.
It all supports
Sir?
forms of life, does it not? I am a part of that life. I am not your corporate fiction.
Sir,
Do not danger me.
you're here today on an omnibus hearing. You've already pled not
I am
guilty.
here by special visitation to see to it that you do not danger my natural living man's name.
Are you prepared
That's why
to tell
I'm
the
here.
court if you wish to go to trial on this matter?
This is a trial. Tell me
No,
it's
this
not.
isn't a trial.
Here's my
This is
jury
an
of my
omnibus
peers.
hearing, sir.
You cannot produce a jury of my peers because all juries are selected from a pool of registered voters, and the instant a person registers to vote, their natural ability as a peer to comprehend natural law has been dissolved and turned into fiction. There cannot be raised a jury of my peers. It cannot be done.
Excuse me for just a moment.
No way. Get back here and finish this. Hey, get back here and finish this.
This is really interesting. It is almost a perfect case study in why courtroom decorum is required. You need some respect for the judge, and you need some respect for the process. Even little things that stick out to me. Obviously, he's very disrespectful and he's yelling, and he should be in contempt already. But when she says she's going to leave, if I'm at a court call, it's usually all attorneys. But if a judge gets up, everybody stands in the room. This is ingrained in us. That's what we do. In fact, sometimes they'll say everybody remain seated so that they can just get up and run back if they're going to make a little phone call or something like that. It's not strange for a judge to leave the bench during a proceeding. It happens. It does not mean that they've given up jurisdiction or any other crazy thing that they want to say it means. It just means that the judge left the bench. That's it.
The judge has left the courtroom. There you go.
Yeah.
There is nobody in this courtroom. The judge has walked out.
The judge has walked out.
I
Everybody up
said
and
no
out.
excuse.
Everybody up and out.
I'm not letting you
Up and out.
That's it.
Up and out. Up and out. Oh, man. Get their hands on it.
What's that? Witnessing history here.
Thank you.
That's the end of the war.
Man of the court. Don't hang around. Let's go. Get out of here. Let's go. Don't dally. Let's go. Get it. Get it.
Well, this right here is pretty much the only intelligent thing Ernie says in this entire clip. You know, if you're going to walk out of court, yeah, go. And it also betrays the fact that he knows that it's not over. On the way out, so people saying this case is over, this case is dismissed. No, it's not. You just walked out. Now they'll probably issue a bench warrant. There's really only two procedural things I could think of. If the prosecutor really was lazy, he could say, I'm just going to dismiss it because it's not worth pursuing. Otherwise, you got to issue a bench warrant. There's no future date on it. So you would have to issue a bench warrant and drag him back in so you could create a court date to carry on with the case. So that I think that's pretty much the only option available. It seems to me, I'm reading into this, I don't know what happened. If anybody does, put it in the comments below. But it seems to me that that's sort of the judge's plan. She watched him walk out. The deputies watched him walk out. I think they just thought it'll be easier to arrest him at another time than with a room packed with his supporters right now. That's all I can hope.
Get it. Get it. I don't know. Come on. Where's the driver? Leave him at the Headwater or Bear? Headwater. Stay tight on me. You're going to try something. It's in your eyes.
Well, that was interesting. It's always nice to see Ernie. He puts in quite a wild performance every time. And here you can see that they claim victory, but you can tell by their actions that they know that they're in trouble. They're leaving quickly. He's saying that he's afraid they're going to try something, which is what, namely, try to enforce the law because he just walked out of an arraignment. So I would guess that this all caught up with him. He probably tacked a contempt charge onto whatever else he had. He had resisting arrest and whatever the underlying offense was that he was being arrested for in the first place. It's all kind of interesting. It's fascinating to me. I don't mean to judge too much. These are like smaller charges, but these courtrooms are so informal, and the security so lax. It's just bizarre for me to see. It's so different than my experience in practicing law. And I get around too. I'm not just in the city. I get in small rural town Illinois as well, and I've been to a lot of different courtrooms, but I've never seen anything quite this lax.
Here at Law Talk, we do a lot of videos answering common legal questions. We also do reviews of law in the movies and then on TV. We also share some of our more interesting cases. We're always putting out new videos. So if you like that, please hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell.